About Lies of P. I'm sure by now a lot of you guys have already heard about this game, but let's say for some reason if you haven't, let me tell you about it. Lies of P is an upcoming game developed by Round8 Studio and published by Neowiz, based in South Korea. With subsidiaries in the US and Japan, it takes a dark and mysterious twist on the story of Pinocchio. In the city of Krat, plagued with madness and bloodlust, the game will have over 30 hours of playtime and offer multiple endings depending on the choices you make. You're either not going to be interested simply by the fact that it's another one of those Souls games and that's just not your cup of tea, because why would anyone want to suffer? Or then there are those who are interested in the game, much like myself. Whether it's the art direction, taking down the different bosses with it being a Soulslike, the fact that it's day one on the Game Pass, wink wink, or maybe you're just trying to scratch that good old Bloodborne itch, or all of the above. I'm still waiting for the day Sony finally announced a proper Bloodborne remake. To many, it was a pleasant surprise to hear that the demo was dropped during the Summer Game Fest. Many, such as myself, immediately went to download the demo and wanted to experience firsthand what the world of Krat had to offer. Despite some of the issues I had with the game, which we'll get to later, it seemed very promising and has me excited for its full release. Alright, I'm definitely curious. For those that are watching, I would love to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. Upon booting up the demo for the first time, you're greeted by the soft piano melody playing in the background as you hear the mechanical organs ticking away. Your character Pinocchio wakes up in an abandoned train station to the sound of a mysterious female voice asking for help. You then set off, embarking on a treacherous journey as you fight your way through mechanical monsters and puppets in order to find his master named Geppetto. The world of Krat is set beautifully in a dark Belle Époque inspired era. The game just looks fucking gorgeous. The game's atmosphere and art directions hits the mark, at least for myself. I can appreciate the world of Krat and the interconnectedness of the level, even though it was just a bit from the demo. The level design is what you find in FromSoft and other Souls-like. It plays to the strength of exploring to find secrets and setting up the story through environmental storytelling. It goes beyond defeating a boss at the end. The Stargazer or Bonfire and the shortcuts you explore are all reminiscent of Souls games, so FromSoft veterans will feel right at home. Even the attention to detail in the loading screen is unique, the loading bar being Pinocchio's nose. During my experience of the demo, the game ran buttery smooth. I didn't experience any noticeable issues or crashes. The game demo itself felt well optimized on PC, so I hope the experience will be the same when the full game is out in September later this year. How was the experience for you guys? Did you experience any issues? Many have compared this game to Bloodborne, and to those who do, they aren't necessarily wrong in terms of art direction. However, I would say it's more like Sekiro to me, with a bit of Bloodborne mixed in with the combat. There's no shield to hide behind. The game encourages you to play aggressively while relying on your ability to guard and dodge your way from enemy attacks. The controls felt responsive and intuitive even on keyboard and mouse. Yes, that's correct. I played it like that, which I streamed my whole playthrough of the demo on my Twitch channel. If you would like to follow, the link is down below in the description. As mentioned before, you can guard or perfect guard enemy attacks, meaning if you time your block precisely, you receive no chip damage nor stamina drain. The timing on this is pretty tight from what I can tell, and is definitely more on par with Sekiro in this regard. It's quite satisfying when you're able to pull this off consecutively. I can't confirm though if this works on every single enemy in the game, but if you can consecutively perfect guard enemy attacks, their weapon will eventually break. There's an arsenal of weapons for you to choose from to fit your playstyle, from the rapier, clubs, axes, to even an umbrella. The game offers an array of 30 different weapons and over 100 combinations to explore as you take down the monsters and puppet that plague Krat. The game also offers other tools at your disposal. Similar to Sekiro, with Wolf having a prosthetic arm, Pinocchio has a mechanical arm called the Legion arm that can be equipped with different gadgets varying from a grappling hook to a flamethrower. The P organ is a skill tree that offers passive and active abilities, anywhere from attack, survival, ability, and item types. The workshop is found on the second floor after defeating the Scrap Watchman by interacting with Geppetto's special chair. You can unlock unlock different nodes using quartz, from strengthening the pulse cell, more fable slots, granting a quick recovery if he's knocked down, and more. The enemies in this game are quite unique, from mechanical puppets, canine, to a guy wearing a donkey mask. All the bosses offer a nice challenge like in any Souls game, learning the enemy attack patterns and responding appropriately. I breezed through the mini bosses and bosses with ease until I got to the Scrap Watchman, which gave me a bit of a challenge, especially his second phase. I had a hard time predicting and keeping distance from his command grab or the AoE on the ground. However, in the end, I emerged from the battle victorious and down he went, even if I left quite battered from fighting him for over an hour. For a Soulslike not made by FromSoft, Round8 Studio has hit a great balance between difficulty and pacing of the game. It feels as though they truly looked at other games and applied the right lessons from them, with Sekiro seeming to be the biggest inspiration behind their gameplay loop. One of the unique features I haven't seen in other Souls games that are in the Lies of P is the ability to change the blade and handle. The blade dictates the raw damage, meanwhile the handle dictates the scaling and your weapon moveset, including your fatal attack. The handle scaling can be changed with Eugenie at the hotel, but you're unable to do so in the demo. As I'm sure any Souls veteran or someone who wants to make a well-optimized build tailored to your stats and playstyle could appreciate, the ability to essentially change your weapon scaling provided you have the right materials to fork over. Another feature is weapon durability. Did your immediate thought go to the possibility of the weapons breaking on you? Have no fear, there's nothing to worry about there. You do, however, have to maintain its durability and sharpen it with the grinder, whether it's during or outside of combat. I can only speak for myself here, but I'm not particularly a fan of this mechanic, as I feel it can break the flow of combat. Say, I'm in the zone wailing on a boss. Oh, now it's time I gotta sharpen my weapon before I can get back into the fight again. However, there is at least an item called Urgent Repair Tool in the game. You can use it to instantly restore your weapon durability if you don't want to be bothered by having to, sharpen your weapon during a boss fight especially. Throughout your playthrough, you'll be presented with the option to lie. How you choose to interact and the lies you tell will have an impact on how the story will end. Neowiz advised players that you must always lie if you hope to become human. Why is Pinocchio a femboy in this? Not that I have a problem with this, to be clear, but I accidentally mistaken him for a girl from the cover art prior to having any knowledge on that it was based off of Pinocchio. The things I didn't like were the lack of audio and visual cues. For example, the difference between things like a mistimed guard where you still take chip damage versus when you get a perfect guard. The dodging, much like many have expressed, I felt like was too short in distance and slow. It felt like the equivalent of Dark Souls medium roll. I found myself either running away to create distance or going for perfect guards in most situations instead, which was much more reliable. Many players didn't like the fact that you couldn't level up at the Stargazer and had to make your way back to Hotel Krat and talk to Sophia each time in order to do so. The director Jiwon acknowledged this.
이렇게 의도적으로 불편하게 해두었냐를 조금 설명드리자면, 별바라기 UI를 열었을 때 크라트 호텔이 다른 별바라기 위치들하고 배치가 살짝 다른 것도 사실 저희가 의도한 것이고요. 네. 해피를 가장 많이 언급해 주시고 우려해 주시더라고요.
Director Jiwon and the dev team are definitely taking into account players' feedback from the demo and are working on making adjustments to the dodging, camera, visual cues, and better enemy movement predictability prior to the game's launch. At the end of it all, after getting my hands on the demo to see for myself, I'm definitely looking forward to playing this and seeing how the story unravels, especially with the lying mechanic in the game. The game was very well polished, and I will personally be playing this on the Xbox Game Pass for PC. However, it's also available on other platforms, and it's set to release in September later this year. Will you become more human or merely a puppet?